all assholes. Aren't we all assholes? I'm a dickhead. We all are. Aren't we, sir? Aren't you a fucking dickhead? Huh? Tell the truth. Yes, you are, you fucking freak. You are a little liar. I always see how fast I can piss off a crowd and see if I can bring them back. It may not happen.
Every day I meet somebody new, you know. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, interesting story, you know, that this guy just moved in, you know, next door to me. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
Yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir, you know, if you don't mind me asking? You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So I says to the guy, he says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married? I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around, okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right?
Believe or doubt, it's unsustained. In life it's Did you know that there's an internet conspiracy going on suggesting that Stevie Wonder isn't really blind? Now, I think Stevie Wonder's blind. I just think it'd be funny if he wasn't. I think that'd be funny if Stevie Wonder out of nowhere did an interview with Oprah and said, Oprah, I never said I was blind. I just like doing this shit all the time, that's it. I like doing this, I like wearing sunglasses, and I love singing songs with my friends, that's all. I think Stevie Wonder's blind. I just think it'd be funny if he wasn't. And if Stevie Wonder came out as being able to see, It will give all the other children that have been faking like they're blind the courage to do the same thing. I think Stevie Wonder's blind, but he does some weird stuff for a blind dude. He goes to NBA games and sits courtside. What are you doing courtside? You just really like the smell of competition? Why are you there, Stevie? How do you even explain basketball to a blind man? Hey, Stevie, Ricky Rubio just laid the ball up. Okay, cool. What's a layup? Oh, it's when he laid the ball up off of the backboard, it goes through the rim and the net. Okay, cool. What's a backboard? What's a rim? What's a net? Who is Ricky Rubio? Who are you? And what city am I in right now? I've never smelled this city before. Siri, what city am I in right now? Siri, location, please. I know that joke seems harsh, but it's okay. I can do that bit because one of my best friends is gay. So you can talk about whatever you want. I'm 32 years old. It's a meaningless age, 32. It's a goofy, meaningless age. 30 means something. 30 is a milestone. It's worth celebrating. I'm not gonna celebrate it. My friend turns 30. Come to my 32nd birthday party. No, you go to a dinner with one person and then you go to bed. I'm not coming to your 32nd birthday party. Go to dinner, go to bed, loser. 31, it's meaningless. At least when you're 31, you still have days on the calendar that match up with your age. So if you're 31, you can say goofy shit. I'm 31, it's the 31st. You can say goofy shit like that. You probably shouldn't, but you could if you wanted to. Well, 32 symbolizes the end of that era. And one thing I don't like doing at 32, I don't like showing my ID to get into bars. Because I feel like you could tell that I'm not 20. There's easier ways than showing ID. I feel like if you speak to me and I speak back, I think you get it. Hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm good. How are you? All right, come in. Wait a second, did you check his ID? No, I just spoke to him for 2 seconds. Saved everybody some time. I don't like showing my ID. ID, please. You want ID? How about you look into my eyes? Do I look like I have the soul of a 20-year-old at all? You see all this bitterness and shit in my eyes?
Oh, my goodness! What are you doing? I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life.
Lord knows I have.
For the You're right. I know. I'm 46 years old. Of course I've fallen in love many times before. It was always over 100% my fault that it didn't work out, because you know how it is. You fall in love with someone, you tell them that you love them, and then you share with them what you think is the single most horrifying fact about yourself. They're gonna think it's something else. But, for example, I would tell you, I love you so much. Heads up, mental illness runs my family. If ever I start talking too fast about wanting to get in touch with the Pope or some other ethical authority, you're gonna wanna put me in a purple van, drive me to doggy daycare, because I need to be boarded for the weekend. Some guys said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Fair enough. But some guys were like, oh, okay. And I rejected them. They shared with me their deepest secret. I had one fantastic human being share with me, babe, I love you, and I think you should know my dad's in the mafia. I'm not, but I do have $1 million in cash in case something goes down. He uses my social security number. He will probably try to use yours, but it'll never be a problem. What I said was, whoa, 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 whoa. What I could have said was, I work in the entertainment industry. I am awash in filthy money. The Disney Channel's a front for Thai child prostitution. That's an open secret. I'm paid in cash most nights with a gun on the table. I would be honored if your father used my social, and at certain points in my life, it would have only raised my credit score. I had another handsome individual share with me, babe, a couple years back, I had a 2-year meth-fueled gay relationship, but then I got into Weight Watchers and I gained back my confidence. What I said very judgmentally was, whoa, whoa, whoa. What I could have said was, that sounds like fun. Life is fucking hard. I hope you make up for it in points. And if you want to talk about bizarre sexual behavior, I, for a period of 15 years, had a one-night stand in a Hampton Inn or better up and down the I-35W corridor. They were always drunk. I was always stone cold sober. It was planned. It was cyclical. Those are a few of the signs of a predator. Nobody's perfect. Let's work this out. So when my scrumptious beloved explained to me at the age of 52, he is not in fact a virgin. And I had always dreamed of having a clean boy. But he is a filthy little monkey. And he was okay with me. He said, I know sometimes women who are postmenopausal, anyways, if you go to the psych ward, they don't let you have sharp stuff. And if you grew a beard, I'd come in and I'd shave your beard. That's about the most romantic thing I ever did. Here, tell!
I was sick too. I was sick all through September. 3 weeks I was sick, man. I didn't take any medicine though, because I don't trust the shit anymore. I'm paranoid, man. I've noticed over the last couple of years, any new medicine that they advertise on TV, the last 20 seconds of the commercials are just totally psycho side effects to whatever they're trying to advertise. You ever notice that shit? And they always try to slide it in real quick too, like it's no big deal. Just like, yeah, it cures your headache, everything's great. Then your ear falls off, you can't feel your feet, and you won't recognize your mother. 40% of the people were bleeding from the ass, and one guy thought he was a pigeon. I'm not even exaggerating that bad. I saw this shit the other night, right? It's supposed to cure like stomach acid. End of the commercial, the 3 side effects were migraine headaches, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. Who the hell would try that shit? You basically try that shit. You go from like 1 problem to 3. You're just walking away like, how's your stomach acid? It's great. Never felt better. No, diarrhea is not a side effect. That is a major goddamn problem. All right, where I'm from, the evening is over. What are there actually people out there like, oh, this little diarrhea, don't worry. Just gonna kind of slam my ass cheek shut. I'll be all right. Actually, diarrhea is the least of my problems at this point. It's helping to take my mind off the migraine headache and the knifing abdominal pain in my stomach. Dude, you don't try anything that causes diarrhea. Diarrhea is evil. That is basically your body going, you know what? You have something so foul within your system. We can't wait for the normal process of elimination. We have to get rid of that shit right now. Yeah, but dude, I'm still on the bus. Fuck it, now! You have some evil in your ass, and it has got to go immediately. We must override all do not shit in your pants systems because you, sir, have a storm brewing. All right, my name's Bill Burr. You guys are a lot of fun.